more about JP Sarao rather from Ms. Mika Abisamis.
On JP Sarao, sabi ni Coach Eric, I expect a lot from him. You know, he is one player na pinapagaling niya lahat ng big man around him. They have been sharing the minutes in the front line with Will, Otep, Simon, Opiso, Vince. Pero kung makikita mo daw ito si JP sa practices, grabe, parang nasa game daw talaga. Playoffs to be specific. He can do anything in that position. Most of all, really one of the smartest in the league. JP has matured a lot in that Parañaque stint, but also humble enough to say, gusto ko din maging isa sa top big man sa top na team sa Delphin Javi.
What a report right there, Mika. And it's no surprise that what we're seeing from JP is really a fruit of what he does in practice. Dahil ano ba nga ba ang sinasabi ng mga coaches natin? When they are in practice, you should treat it like a game.
Absolutely.
Dahil kung ano yung ilaro mo sa practice, yan rin ang ilalaro mo sa game. So, coaches tell you to even push harder pag practice. Dahil sa game, hindi ka naman buong game maglalaro eh. I mean, most of the time, you share minutes with your teammates.
Ang problema dyan, pag hindi nagtatranslate sa game,
ayun, yun yung problema.
Yun naman ang kabaliktaran.
But you know what they say, you know, fortune favors the brave, and when you show this in practice, it most of the time translates naman. Yung mahirap talaga pag hindi. Yan ang isa sa mga bagay na you wish you wouldn't happen.
Well, this is now a 10-point lead for Quezon. Hubert Cani. Pagaran. Una bitawan ng bola. Last touch on Pagaran. Good play there from Alfred Flores. He did not have numbers there, Alfred, pero he was able to break up that fast break.
That's why, you know, when teams really stack up with talent, even though you don't use everybody every game, it's still very crucial to have these guys, because in practice, this ensures the competitive spirit nung inyong ensayo. This ensures everybody to push each other, and this ensures the excellence that will be brought out in your players, especially in preparation for the games, for the tough games ahead.
And Yambing is back at the free throw line. 3 free throws para kay Rinwil Yambing. Get a special deal from 1xBet. Scan the QR code and claim your special offer. Will misses the second.
Wow. Well, free throws have not really been a problem for Bataan in this game. It's actually Quezon who's having a lot of problems from the free throw line. But these misses are crucial for Bataan.
Judel Fuentes under pressure here. That's a push on William Bing.
Foul on number 23, William Bing is
Dapat na yan.
Substitution, Jeff Santos for William Bing.
LJ Gonzalez will drive. Good challenge there. 3 white shirts challenging the defense, challenging yung challenge ni LJ. Kaya napilitan siya mamintis yun. Flores. Pull up. No. Rebound. That's off a white shirt.
Bataan could not take advantage of the 4-on-5 situation. Cani had the ball in his hands way too long, could not make a decision. Nakababa na si LJ Gonzalez. They were forced to make a play out of one of their half-court sets, but Quezon had already been set defensively.
Judel Fuentes against Jamil Gabawan. LJ Gonzalez. Banal. LJ for 3. That won't go. Still a 10-point lead here for Quezon. Ball taken away by Quezon. And they had to give up the foul there, talking about Bataan.
Costly turnover by Rafi Octobre there. Was not sure on what he was going to do. Passed it to a Quezon Husker instead of a Bataan riser. He clearly was very upset and frustrated with that.
LJ will drive. Goes to Magbuhos from the corner. Short. Gonzalez with the offensive rebound. Labas kay Gabanan. Former MVP. Good pass. Magbuhos. Yes.
Making up for his past air ball. Same spot. This time a different result para kay Vince Magbuhos.
Dom Vera drives. Good defense there by Sandagon inside. Gabawan really forceful underneath.
But you see the difference in the shots, in the quality of shots that both teams are making. It's very contrasting. Bataan forced into some very difficult looks. They're having to bleed for their points here in the fourth, while Quezon just having their way relatively better here than the risers.
Gabawan looking for a teammate. Here's Robbie Darang, trapped. LJ Gonzalez trying to take that ball away.
Number 13, LJ Gonzalez is second, and that is a 14 penalty for Quezon Huskers.
It's number 4 on Quezon.
Foul on number 93, Victor Boas, penalty in his third.
Aga nito para mag-penalty ka, Javi. If you're Quezon.
This has been one of the problems that has been lingering this season for Quezon. Minsan, playing aggressive defense really has its cons, and sometimes it resorts to some unnecessary fouling. But it's something that they've dealt with. It's something that they've learned to address time and time again. But they also have to realize that in big games, they shouldn't give this one up.
Free throw the game is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliances brand ng Pilipinas.
And they're lucky Bataan has been missing their free throws here in the fourth quarter.
Jidel Fuentes continues his scoring spree here in the fourth. 74-59. Darang. Ball taken away. LJ Gonzalez is away.
Too easy. Off the turnover. Defense to offense. Quezon basketball at its finest.
Fast break of the game is brought to you by Extreme Cool Air Conditioners. Ang Extreme Magpalamig. Free installation for split type air conditioners. Na magana yung lamang dito. It's up to 17 para sa Quezon Huskers. Timeout ng Bataan. The 2025 Mpbl All-Star Saturday is happening on September 6. Doon tayo sa Alonte Sports Arena. Ito po yung sa first 5. The South All-Stars. Matibay din, ha?
Matibay yan.
Camson, Hernandez, Tolentino, Gonzalez, and Sawat.
Deservedly so. You know, these guys earning their nods as all-star starters this Saturday. Should be a good one.
Oo.
Dahil yan ang isang event sa mga season natin.
Pangilang all-star mo na yun, Nabs?
The fourth.
Fourth? Wow!
Thank you for the continued trust.
Grabe!
I can't believe it's
Grabe mo ka. A 4-time all-star! Pwede yan. Pwede pag-intro yan, no? Dom Vera, higpit ng depensa na Quezon. They're scrambling here, but Carl Bringas able to knock down the mid-range jumper.
Nice setup right there galing kay Carl Bringas and a much-needed basket para sa Bataan right now. The window of time for them is dwindling here.
Uy.
Yun lang talaga.
Nag-ano ulit. Coming alive here in the final quarter.
In the third quarter, JP Sarao took care of business. Fuentes did not score at all in that third period. But here in the fourth quarter, he says, I'm back, give the ball to me, I'm gonna take care of it. Tapusin na natin to.
Halfway through this final period, LJ Gonzalez blocked by Bringas. Gabawan. Atake si Jamil looking for Bringas. The steal by Judel.
It was well anticipated in what he was doing on that drive to the basket. It seemed already very obvious what he was going to do with that rock.
This is the play of the game brought to you by 1xBet, the title sponsor of the Mpbl. Your choice, your victory. Feel more game with 1xBet.
One of the rare times this fourth quarter that Bataan was gifted with a clean look at the basket.
And even with that, nakita natin na scrambling pa rin ng depensa dun.
You're right. You had two guys trying to close out on that shot.
Diego Dario gets too deep. Darang. Now it Flores. Inside. Gabawan for two plus the foul.
Again, a difficult shot there by Bataan, but this time they make it. That's a tight pass by Vera, and you see once again three guys against just one white shirt inside the shaded area trying to defend that shot of Jamil Gabawan. That's been the story here in this game. Defense championing the offense of Bataan sa laro na to.
Pahirapan eh, if you're Bataan.
And these missed free throws definitely did not help the Risers here. Although, konti lang naman yung naging mintis nila dito compared to Quezon. It still has made all the difference. At least one of them in this game.
Dario to Sarao. That's short this time.
Foul number 41, Joshua Yero penalty.
Yero is whistled for the foul. Babalik sa linya si Besazon. Ito yung problema sa Javi, may agang penalty.
The problem is Bataan hasn't really made or taken full advantage of it. But Sazon, he's a much better free throw shooter compared to the rest that have taken from the line in this quarter. This is what happened. There you go. There's the foul. Shot high there by Michael Kinay.
79 to 65. Opiso to Tamsi. Al Tamsi. That's an offensive foul. I think that's a good call.
Had his elbow right into the grill of Dom Vera, who did a good job of beating him to the spot. He was right there with him. Sapuli.
Tama.
Diretsong-diretso dun sa chin area ni Dom Vera. Kung medyo pababa yun, I think they would have let it go.
Now it's my turn. Sharp eye by referee Alan Manzano.
There you go.
79 to 65. Yambing for three. That won't work. Rebound, Diego Dario.
That too has been gravely lacking for Bataan in this game compared to Quezon, who has been shooting lights out from the outside. 15 threes for the Huskers in this game. Bataan has only been good for 4 makes from downtown. That's 16 now for Quezon from beyond the arc.
They are undeniable. Hindi mapigilan.
And we go back to what Mika had reported earlier about what Coach Eric said. You know, it will not really make anything, or it's not gonna be of any sense that we're gonna get to the number 1 spot in the South, pero 3 beses na tayo natatalo sa Bataan the past 3 seasons.
Oo. Christian Pagarando now making sure the Huskers, their lead is ballooned to 19, Javi, and looks like they are going to take this one home.
Looks like it. All signs pointing to Quezon grabbing this victory. Bataan fought hard, but in the end, Quezon really relying on their defense. Sabi nga ng mga basketball experts natin, sa depensa walang malas.
Oh, nice backdoor. Pagaran up top.
And just like the elite teams here in the league, Quezon, they rely on their defense to fuel their offense, not the other way around. Because as soon as you rely on your offense to fuel you defensively, magkakaroon kayo ng maraming problema niyan.
Darang thought about it. Gabawan, layup doesn't go. Final 2 minutes here. Quezon Huskers, it took a while for them to establish real control of this ball game. But now that they have it here in the fourth quarter, they just, you know, took this one home. I think they managed the game very well, Javi.
I agree.
Having that, you know, second or third gear surely help them, you know, pull away late.
Yun ang maganda sa kanila dahil most of their wins this season have been total team efforts. And this is what Coach Eric and his coaching staff have continued to try and preach with this team, that you're not going to do it with one player, you're not going to do it with 2 players, you're not going to do it with 3 players. Everybody else has to chip in from 1 to 15. It should be total team play.
It's 88 to 65. Bataan doesn't look like they're going to reach 70 here unless Quezon relaxes on the defensive end. Sazon.
That is well within the average of Quezon in giving points off to their opponents. They're giving an average of 68 points per game.
Uy, sakto. Di ko ano yun, Mabs. Di ko chinek yun. Minsan pala, no? May hula din, no? Tama din yung hula, no? Dario, the extra pass. Sevilla from the corner. You like the way that Quezon continues to move the ball around. Kahit this is already a one-ball game.
That's the mark of a very elite team, and that's a mark of a team that really has a mission.
10-second differential game clock and shot clock. Diego Dario will dribble this one out. Papakitaan pa tayo ni Diego. Montagle is wide open. Got it.
That's another sharp shooter that they have. Loaded with shooters, this team.
91 to 65. Yambing. Sazon will launch the 3 and miss. Sevilla grabs the game's final rebound, and that will do it.